All right, in this video we are looking at simple interest. Now, interest is money paid or earned for using or lending money. The principal is the amount of money that was borrowed or that was deposited. Now, simple interest is money paid or earned only based on the principal. Now, this is in comparison to compounding interest, which is what is actually used much more frequently in the real world. Compounding interest just meaning, right, if something is earning interest, so for example, you put money into a bank account and you're given interest for that money being there. So then the value of your account is increasing, and with compounding interest, the new interest is always calculated based on that new value of your account. Simple interest, for the sake of exposing you and introducing interest to you, is much simpler, and it's just based on the principal. So if you put $500 in the bank account, then it's going to earn a specific percentage of $500 every year. So a little more straightforward. So let's look at this equation for simple interest. So I, simple interest, is equal to P times R times T. P being the principal, so the initial amount. R being the annual interest rate as a decimal. And T being the time in years. So let's do an example. You deposited $500 into a savings account, and the account earns 3% simple interest per year. We want to know what is the balance after 3 years. So we use our equation. I is equal to P, that's the principal, so $500, times R, that's the annual interest rate, which here is 3%, and we want to write that as a decimal, so 0.03, times time in years, so times 3 years. So the interest that you will earn will be equal to 500 times 0.03 times 3. So I can do 500 times 3 mentally, so I'm going to do that first so I don't have multiple multiplication problems here. So 500 times 3 would be 1,500. So now I know that I will be equal to 1,500 times 0.03. And then we'll set that problem up and solve. A lot of zeros here. With 2 decimal places. So $45 is the interest that you have earned over 3 years. So that means you've earned $45, and we want to know the new balance. So now, instead of having $500 in your bank account, your new balance is $545. The $500 principal that you started with plus the $45 in interest that you were given. Okay, now this other one says, what would the balance of the account be after 9 months? Right? So that annual interest rate is saying it'll earn 3% after each year. So 3% of $500 after each year, but it's earning it always. So if you've got 9 months, well, we just need to look at what portion of a year is that. That's 9/12, which equals 3/4 of 1 year. So T, in this case, would be equal to 3/4, or 0.75. So now we'll do the same equation. I is equal to, we start with $500. Our rate is 3%, so 0.03. And that's being multiplied by T, which we said was 0.75. And now we can solve. So we'll start with 500 times 0.03. And we can see that's going to be $15, right? Those are going to be a bunch of zeros when we multiply. So we know this is all going to add to 1,500. We have 2 decimal places. So that's $15. So I equals 15 times 0.75. So now we take 0.75 and multiply by 15. we get $11.25. So it would earn $11.25 over 9 months, meaning the balance would be $511.25 after 9 months. All right, in this next example, you deposited $1,000 in an account, and the account earns $100 in simple interest over 4 years. So for this one, we want to know, okay, if it earned a total of $100 over 4 years, what percent is that earning each year? So again, we use our equation I equals PRT. So I is our interest. This time we know the simple interest. It's $100. And that's going to be equal to our principal, 1,000, times R, which we don't know yet, times T, which is 4 years. So we can see that's going to be 100 equals 1,000 times 4 is 4,000 times R. So we solve for R to find the rate. We divide by 4,000. So 100 divided by 4,000 . 4,000 goes into 10,000 2 times. That would be 8,000. And 4,000 goes into 20,000 5 times. So we get 0.025 is equal to R. And then we want to write that as a percent, meaning our annual interest rate, our annual interest rate would be equal to 2.5%. All right, looking at another example. A bank offers 3 savings accounts. For this savings account that we're looking at, the simple annual interest rate is 2%. How long does it take an account with a principal of $800 to earn $100 in interest? So in this one, we're given P, the principal, is $800. We're given R, the rate is 2%. And we're given I, the simple interest, is $100. We want to know T. How long is it going to take to make $100 in interest? So we have I is 100 equals P is 800 times R, that's 2%, so 0.02 times T. So we can do 800 times 0.02. We're going to get $16. Right? In other words, it's earning $16 every year. We want to know how long it's going to take to earn $100. So we divide both sides by 16 to solve for T. 16 goes into 100. Let's see, I think 6 times. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times 1 plus 3 is 9. So that's 6 times. And we have here 40. So 16 goes into 40. 2 times, that's 32. And 16 goes into 80 5 times. So T is equal to 6.25. So that would be 6.25 years, or 6 years and 3 months. All right, one last problem. You borrow $600 to buy a violin. The simple annual interest rate is 15%. You pay off the loan after 2 years of equal monthly payments. How much is each monthly payment? So first, right, we're going to use our equation, I equals PRT. So the simple interest, the simple interest, well, we need to find that first, right? We know the principal is $600. We know the rate is 15%, so that's 0.15. And we know T, the time, is 2. So again, some mental math, 600 times 2 would be 1,200. So 1,200 times 0.15 will tell us the total interest. So the simple interest is $180. So that means, right, we need to think about this. The interest is $180. So you borrowed $600 to pay for that violin, but now you're also paying the interest of $180, which means you owe this bank that gave you the money $780. That's how much you're paying in total. And we want to know how much you paid each month if each amount was equal. So if it's 2 years and there are 12 months in each year, that means you paid for a total of 24 months. So we take $780 and divide by 24 to find how much each monthly payment was. 24 goes into 78 3 times, so that would be 72. 24 goes into 60 twice, that's 48. 24 goes into 120 5 times. So each payment per month was $32.50.